Well, hello, hello. My name is Daddy O. I do some faceless channels. I did, but I'm doing some face channels, and I'm getting comments. I got one. I got a comment on here. Um, some people are still not getting the idea, and I'm loving this. I rent a vehicle to do Uber in, and some people are just not getting the concept. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it when I get you must be watching only part of the videos. That must be the problem here, guys. If you want the full thing from me, you better watch to the end of the videos, okay? Because I'm gonna say some things in the beginning, and then there's gonna be more explained in the ends, okay? And that's apparently what's happening here. Uh, I rent a vehicle. I pay $305 a week to do Uber in. I have found it's the best way to do Uber, in my opinion. If you ain't getting it, I'm having okay. I'm sorry. Uh, I get comments from people that are also renting a vehicle to do Uber in, and they love it. Okay, so there's different groups here. Okay, and I understand, but I'm gonna try to explain to somebody here. Uh, they're talking about how it's crazy to spend what I spend a week per year to rent a vehicle to save mileage and wear and tear. They're just not understanding what it does. It makes Uber simple. I don't have to worry. It takes the worry part of that vehicle that you drive every day away. I could care less. Get this straight. I could care less about the 305 a week I'm spending because of the freedom I have to not worry. I don't worry about the BS of going out, and I've said it in so many videos here recently because I've been trying to explain to help people that are having a hard time grasping the concept. All right. Yeah, I'm spending 305 a week. I don't worry about all the things that we already know about. I don't worry about mileage. I don't worry about insurance. I don't worry. I go get in the vehicle. I go to work. Um, that's great. I don't worry about mileage on my personal vehicle. That's fantastic. So the wear and tear, that's fantastic. It's just some people have a hard time understanding that little bit that you're paying is a small token compared to what you can make doing Uber. If you really want to work it and work it, you can make good money doing Uber. You can make real good money. I've told this story before. 15 years ago, I have done more transportation work in this part of the area where I live than anybody else has around here. I've owned cab companies. I've owned businesses that did this. I used to work for a company, several companies, but one in particular, 15 years ago, where I had to pay them $65 a day. I show up, I get a vehicle, or I take it home, I keep the vehicle. Each day, though, I had to walk in the office there and hand them $65 cash. They fed me runs. They kept me going here and going there, just like Uber. you know? So what I'm paying right now, I don't know. I did the math the other week. I don't remember what it was, 30, 40 some dollars a day, 30 some dollars a day, whatever it is. Figure it up, seven. I'm not going to sit here and do the math. I'm not going to do that. But it's minuscule to what I was paying 15 years ago. And this way, I get to keep the car. I get to use the car. I do. I go to work when I want to. It's not like you're working for a company where they say, "Hey, if you're not running today, we need someone else in that vehicle so we can get our $65 today." I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So to pay, someone's got it on here, 14,640. I guess they did the math. I'm not going to do it. I don't care. A year for a vehicle is nuts. Okay? To you, it's nuts. But it's some of us that do this 7 days a week, that don't want to put 80,000 miles a year on your personal vehicle, that doesn't have a vehicle to do that with, that will do 80,000 miles a year. I did a thing the other day on tips. When you pull up in a rental vehicle that's a year old or brand new, you get a better tip. All right, the people don't know that this is a rental vehicle. As far as they know, when they get in here and go, oh, this is a nice vehicle, as far as they know, it's my car. They're going to reward you. They're going to up the ante a little bit for you. So the ludicrous ideas are, this is nuts. Okay, that's fine. It's not nuts to me. I mean, I've been doing this for over 2 years now, well over 2 years now. This works. And it's the best way, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, to do Uber and not own a car, not have to worry about a vehicle. This craps out, I get another one tomorrow. This one needs oil change, I get it done today. This one needs tires, I get it done tomorrow. You see what I mean? That worry, that peace of mind, because a lot of us out here, and I see you guys out here every day doing Uber. Some of the vehicles that are being driven, I did a video weeks ago, months ago, probably by now. I was pulling out of a nice hotel, and here come an Uber pulling in with the back door taped onto the car with gray tape. All right? I don't know if someone had gotten mad during a ride or whatever and destroyed the car door, but that person's still having to use that car for a daily. You think he's getting many good tips? If he gets sent to the airport to pick someone up and bring them over to a nice hotel, and they're all having, they got 4 people or 3 people, and they're all having to load up from one side of the back seat to get in, and they see they can't get out on that side, it's kind of sketchy. Now, you're not getting no tips. You see what I mean? The rental part takes that away. I don't care about $305 a week. It does not matter. It's part of doing business. You know, all businesses out here, every business, you got expenses that you have to pay during the week. Employees or electricity or whatever, you got expenses you have to pay to keep that business open. My Uber is a business. I treat it as a business. And I told you in the other video the other day, I don't work for the fare. I'm working for the tips. That's what makes it work. When you learn how to make Uber work for the tips, you take Uber to another level. All right? Just take an old man's word of advice that's been doing this for 6+ years now and got over 10,000 runs on Uber. 10,000, I don't know what it is, 600 something. But anyway, this is easy to do. But don't worry about the price of renting a vehicle if that's your big worry, because I'm getting a lot of comments from other people. But then there's every so often I get one I have to chuckle about, and I have to say, okay, somebody's still not understanding this. And this is one comment, so there must be more people that are still not understanding the concept. Don't worry about your mileage. Don't worry about insurance. You go to work the same day you set it up with Uber. All you got to do is just pay your fee each week. Yes, there is a deposit. They didn't start that in the beginning, but I eventually had to put another $305 that stays in the bank, that's held by the bank, so that they're covered for my next. If I all of a sudden decided today to go drop it off, Avis is covered. All right, so that's what that is there for. But each week, I did it. Today is Monday. This morning, in fact, I went by the bank. I used 2 banks. Slid $305 into that bank account that is only set up for my Uber rental. I make sure that each week there's enough money in that account, because without money in that account, Daddy O's out of business. So I make sure each week that $305 gets stuck into that account, so that starting tomorrow at 9, I guarantee you, I've said it before, at 9:02 in the morning, they're going to take $305.54, I think it is, out of my account. I'm good for the next week. I'm ready to go. Let's go to work, you know. And by next Monday, I make sure I get $305 put back in that account again, so that on Tuesday I got something to go to work in. And I've been doing this a long time. And this is simple. And I'm sorry that you guys are not understanding, some of you, not understanding the benefits of the rental thing. When you start putting numbers and you start adding it up, you know, 305, But when you start saying $14,640 you're spending, yeah. Now I could go out and spend that same amount of money on a brand new car, or a car down, whatever. Now the day I drive it off the lot, depreciation's already sunk down. Now I start driving that every day. I'm putting hundreds of miles on that vehicle every day. In a short period, people are climbing in and out of that brand new vehicle, that brand new used vehicle that you're driving. They're climbing in and out of it, and you're having a great time. You're doing Uber. After about 6 months, after about a year of doing that, all of a sudden you're looking around and you're having to scrub a little extra hard. You got stains here, you got stains there, you got carpet issues. All of a sudden you look over there and you've already put another 40,000 miles on that car in 6 months. Now you do it for another 6 months. Now in a year's time, you got 80,000 miles. If you're doing it like if you're working it, if you're working Uber, or you're just doing your normal daily stuff too. You don't just use your vehicle just for Uber. You put other miles on it. A guy the other day sent me numbers on trying to figure out how much money I'm making a year and all that kind of stuff. He sent me numbers trying to figure out how much a year, by my numbers I had said in a video, how much money I was making a year, and he still thought this was ludicrous, blah, 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 blah. So, God. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to go a whole more into it. There's other videos on this stuff. I'm just telling you, for me, this old man will continue to rent a vehicle as long as he can get away with it. Until they shut this program down, I will not do Uber any other way other than in a rental vehicle. To me, it's crazy. Anyway, that's my opinion, and that's all you're going to ever get from me. So subscribe, do whatever. I'm going to keep you informed on whatever I see that's going on, and we'll have fun with it. I can guarantee you that. So anyway, Daddy-O out for the day. You guys have a good evening. It's raining here. This was my second video today. The first one was in the rain, and it didn't turn out quite right. Anyway, have a good evening, guys. Bye.